Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So by this point you may or may not know that India is a little bit more conservative than the West, and you're probably wondering what sort of things that will be appropriate to wear in India as a female. And I say as a female tourist because whenever I've been googling what to wear in India as a female, it's very traditional dress that comes up. Not that there's anything wrong with wearing that as a Westerner, but sometimes it's a bit sort of hard to find things that are a bit more Western or what we would normally wear but a bit more conservative. So I'm just here to give you some ideas of things that you can wear in India and stay conservative and not disrespect to the culture and not offend anyone and not get loads of stares from people. You will get stares, but if you're revealing loads of skin, you'll probably get more stares. So because I was backpacking around India, I took a small 40-litre backpack. So I wanted clothing that obviously covered me up a bit more, but didn't take up loads of space. And I still wanted to look fashionable and nice at the same time. And then also, the thing that I was concerned about was that I need to cover my skin up more, but India is known for being really hot and humid in most of the country during the time that I was going in March. So I was like, how the hell am I going to be more conservative when I know I'm just going to be sweating the whole time anyway? So first I'll just quickly mention I've done a blog post on my website about this, so make sure you check the link below, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I have actually done a packing video on every single thing I packed, so make sure you check out the link below. March is sort of the time when it's just about to get hot, like that's just going into the hotter season. So it was very humid and hot, and we spent our time in Mumbai and Kerala, so we weren't going up in the mountains where it gets a bit colder. Okay, first thing is crop top t-shirts. So just make sure you're bringing tops that cover your arms a bit more, maybe not so revealing on the chest, just a bit higher up, just no cleavage and stuff like that. So I actually wore crop tops most of the time, and you're probably thinking, why would you wear them? Because they're actually a bit more revealing of your stomach. But I would only wear them if my skirt or my pants met at the exact same point, so literally it'd be like a slither of my skin that would be out. And actually that's okay, showing a bit of your back and your stomach, because when the girls wear saris in India, they actually show quite a lot of their stomach, so that's not a big deal I don't think in India. It's more the shoulders and the cleavage and like your legs. So I wore crop tops as well because obviously just it's a bit more breathable. If you've got a t-shirt tucked in, this bit here is not very breathable and you get very sweaty around where it's tucked in because there's all this fabric around your shorts or your skirt. So I just went for a crop top because I find it more flattering on my figure anyway, and it's just a lot more breathable. And then also I would suggest getting a crop top or getting tops that are cotton so that they're breathable. I know they can tend to crease more if they're in your luggage, but just roll them up, don't fold them, and they shouldn't crease. But also, I feel like I've said this in so many videos, I've got this crop top that's like 5% viscose and the rest of it's cotton, but because it's viscose, it's stretchy. So that's also a really good tip. Get something that's a bit more of a blend. Don't get something that's really synthetic because you'll wear it once and you'll stink because you'll just sweat loads in India anyway. But the good thing was, if you're wearing something cotton and breathable, you could smell it afterwards and you could be sweating in it all day and it won't smell. Like, I've actually done that before. For example, I really would have loved to take this to India because it's just an easy flowy dress, maybe for the beach because it is short. But it's so synthetic-y, it gets so smelly because it's like this horrible synthetic fabric. Moving on, let's talk about bottoms or trousers. I would suggest culottes, so you know those like flowy pants. They're usually tighter at the waist and they flare down. Culottes are actually coming in fashion nowadays, so that's a good thing. They're everywhere. I like them because they're very flattering on me anyway. Like, I'll wear them any other time. And they're just good because they're not too tight. Like, they're not skin tight down your whole leg. And usually you can get nice 3/4 ones and you can get full length ones. So they're nice and flowy and breathable. And in India, they actually have a lot of these in this market stalls. I didn't try any on because most of the time there was never any changing rooms. And for me, I need to try like bottoms on all the time. The fabric in India is probably going to be a bit more breathable and cotton. And I don't know what the fit's like in India. Like, they seem a bit more just like baggy and a bit more loose fitting, but the ones I brought were a bit more tapered and tight at the waist and then just flowed down. The other thing is just make sure it's a breathable fabric, because the ones I took were also synthetic. They were also quite sticky. And then also when it comes to skirts, either a midi or a maxi skirt. And yeah, skirts are really easy because they're flowy and they're breathable and they're just easy to chuck on with a nice little top. And also you can find so many different nice ones in India. And I would even suggest not even bringing one with you and just buy one when you get there, because they have really nice pretty colours and patterns, and I think they suit India more, like the bright colourful skirts. And the skirts are really easy to try on in the shops because you can just put them over your pants and see what it looks like. I bought a really nice skirt in India and it cost me I think £6, which I thought would probably be a bit overpriced, and I tried to haggle but I couldn't get the girl down. Maybe it was £5 or so. But when I showed my friend Shreya, she actually said it's probably worth about that because it had intricate bits around the bottom. I just realised my knuckle's bleeding, so I hope you can't see that. Next is dresses, and obviously I'm going to suggest make sure you wear midi or maxi dresses. Dresses are really, really easy as well because you only have to pick one thing and just chuck it on and you're good to go for the day, and you don't have to worry about pairing two outfits together. So if I had like just a bunch of midi dresses and maxi dresses, then I just wear them the whole time because I normally wear dresses all the time anyway. Like I barely wear skirts and a top in summer here because I just can't be bothered putting two things together all the time. But I don't own that many midi dresses, and I couldn't actually find a lot that I liked. You can find them in India as well, but like I said, there's not always a lot of changing rooms, and they're always a bit more long sleeved, which I just don't like. I just made sure they always covered my shoulders, they weren't too revealing here. The only thing is I will mention about skirts and like dresses is that they're a bit more awkward if you're wanting to do a bit more adventurous things. Like when we were traveling around on buses and stuff, and like if I was going on a bike, I'd rather pants. So that's the only thing, skirts are a bit more awkward, but they're also a bit more comfortable than pants, so it's like, it's good to have both. So the next item is a pair of travel clothes, and I feel like I've mentioned this in so many videos. So my travel clothes were a leggings, a pair of trainers, a long top, and maybe a jacket if I was traveling on a plane or something and it was cold. So this is like the outfit you can wear when you're traveling in between places. You've got your backpack on, you're getting on a bus, you're getting on trains, you know, you might be getting a bit dirty and sweaty because you're traveling so much and it's hot, or if you're going on an airplane so you want to be comfortable. And then also I would wear a long top that covered my bum when I was wearing leggings because leggings are very tight and revealing. So I always made sure my top was a bit longer so it covered that area to be a bit more modest. And so these were clothes that were just great for traveling in because I didn't mind getting dirty in them and they were comfortable. And also they were good because when you're carrying your backpack, if you're wearing a skirt, it makes your skirt pull up. The next piece of clothing I'll mention is a jacket. So like a thin hoodie or a packable rainproof jacket. I took a thin sportswear kind of jacket. It's actually meant for like exercise, but it's good because it's very insulating. Like it kept me warm, but I wasn't like hot and stuffy. So that was more for when I was just traveling on the airplane. And then also if you were in like an aircon train, it'd be good for that. But otherwise I didn't need it at any other time in India. The other thing I'll mention is a packable rainproof jacket. I didn't take one on this India trip, but if I was going up north where it's going to be colder, I would take that. And also it can rain a lot in India, so that's also really good because it's a rain jacket and it's warm, and they pack into this real small tiny bag. I got mine from Uniqlo. Okay, next is shoes. I took 3 pairs of shoes, 1 pair of trainers like I said, and make sure it's just a dark pair of trainers, maybe a pair that's already worn in a bit. Don't buy a new pair of trainers and wear them, I guess, unless you're going for a lot longer than I went for, because they'll get wrecked. They just get so dusty and so dirty, and India's just so dusty. And that's just good for travel days or if you're going to be doing a lot of walking. The next pair of shoes I bought was a nice pair of sandals, just a really simple, thin pair of black sandals, just for when we went out for dinner or if we were just walking around during the daytime and I didn't really want to wear like a pair of trainers with my dress or a skirt. And because they didn't have very many straps, this pair, they fit into my bag really easily. And the last pair of shoes I'll mention is a pair of flip-flops, because you always need a pair of flip-flops. We went to the beach, so they were really good to just chuck on and go to the beach. And also if you're just walking around casually, they're good to just chuck on instead of having to put like a pair of sandals on. Flip-flops or thongs or whatever you call them are really easy to pack because they pack pretty much flat. Anyway, next one is a scarf, and I didn't buy a scarf. I didn't really need a scarf. Like I said, it was really hot where I went, and I didn't go into any religious sites where I had to cover up a bit more. So the best thing to do is just wait till you get to India because they have loads of really nice colourful scarves. Okay, last thing I'll touch on just quickly is swimming outfits and shorter dresses. Now, I only took these things because I was going to the beach, and I guess you would only need to take them if you're going to the beach or if you've got a pool in your accommodation. The only time I wore a short dress was when I was in Varkla, which the beach was in sight, or I was actually at the beach, and that's probably the only place where it's a bit more, not acceptable, but a bit more okay to wear a shorter dress. And also make sure you bring bathers or a swimming costume or whatever you call it if you're going to be swimming, because it's fine to be in a bikini on the beach. Also, my friend Shreya did mention that in Mumbai, certain areas, you would actually be fine wearing a short dress as well, because there's a lot of expats there and it's very touristy in some areas, like if you're going to some of the clubs and stuff. But I just never really felt comfortable enough to be wearing it in a bigger city, like a shorter dress. I'd still wear longer stuff anyway. So yeah, that concludes my video. I hope this has helped you and given you some ideas of things to wear in India and has inspired you, and you now feel confident that you can go to India and be conservative, fashionable, and pack lightly as well. So yeah, make sure you go and check out all my other videos on India. I vlogged my whole trip when I was in India, and I've also been making other advice videos about India as well, and I make other travel videos about other different countries as well, so make sure you go and check them out. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget to check out my website with my blog post and all that sort of thing, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye! Bye!